Hello everyone, welcome to my channel B&B CBS Gossip 24. Bill removes Luna from Steffi's showroom, astonishing. Fans will witness Steffy Forrester's showroom stunner during the next 2 weeks of The Bold and the Beautiful, which airs from November 3rd to November 14th. Here's what viewers may anticipate from Bill Spencer's efforts to eradicate negative Luna Nozawa emotions. Steffy will make a significant return to Forrester Creations during the week of November 3rd to 7th. Steffy will have the opportunity to view the updated drawings for the Hope for the Future revival at that time. Hope Logan might be surprised when Steffy only provides support this time around because she has previously shown a great deal of dislike of Hope's line. A lovely B&B moment will ensue as Steffy also offers her congratulations on Hope's engagement to Liam Spencer. Liam and Hope will encounter an unforeseen obstacle as they proceed with their wedding preparations. Hope might tell her father that Beth Spencer won't want Deacon Sharp, Sean Kanan, to bring Sheila Sharp to the wedding. As soon as she hears the wedding news, Sheila will be overjoyed and want to be there with Deacon. Deacon could have to let Sheila know that Beth has voiced some grievances and request that she miss the wedding. Naturally, after all the unpleasant truths about Electra Forrester's stalker surface, Deke Sharp will have to determine whether he still has a future with Remy Price. Remy will beg Deke to concentrate on his current self rather than the man he was in the past, but Deke might find it difficult to move past such terrible disclosures. Since Remy will be waiting to hear how things went at Forrester Creations, her next visit to Luna Nozawa might take place during the week of November 10th to 14th. Remy might acknowledge that it was a complete failure, as Luna had anticipated. Even though Luna is essentially the last person someone should ask for guidance on their love life, she might still provide it to Remy. Will Luna put Remy in danger by pushing him back down a cunning path? Now that Luna is back in jail, it appears like Bill will want to remove all of the toxic Luna from his house. Former Big Brother winner and reality TV celebrity Rachel Riley will return to her role as Rachel the bikini bar waiter, but this time she will be concentrating on a different side project. It sounds like Rachel might go to the Spencer mansion to clear out any negative Luna vibes that might be left behind because she will be an energy healer who interacts with Bill, Liam, and Katie Logan. Will is facing a devastating crisis as a result of Luna's baby emergency. According to teasers and updates for The Bold and the Beautiful, Luna Nozawa may be experiencing a real baby crisis. Let's examine the possible future course of this plot since Daddy Will Spencer might get a panic attack as a result of a pregnancy issue. Luna thought that having a Spencer heir would avoid going to jail. Luna thought that having a Spencer successor would be the key to her release from prison when she started her grand plan. But when the police caught her and finally put her in a cell, she was forced to face a terrible reality. Luna persisted in her pursuit of freedom in spite of this setback, even going so far as to beat her cellmate in the hopes of using it as a means of escape. She played the victim and acted as though she was in danger, but she was unable to escape her captivity. However, it appears like Luna may be about to undergo a frightening experience. What if Luna's pregnancy crisis is real and not a hoax? First-time pregnancies do occasionally go awry, so what if the next chapter of this B&B story introduces a more serious medical emergency, one that could endanger her baby's life? Even if she were in a jail hospital, which are often bare-bones infirmaries, there might be an imminent crisis concerning difficulties from her pregnancy. At first, Luna may be suspected of making up her illness, but she may actually be upset and anxious about her unborn kid. If she is rushed to the hospital or even the infirmary, she will surely beg for her baby's father to be there. Without a doubt, Will would run. Will might hurry to Luna after hearing some worrying news. He might say that he is merely concerned about the baby, but this could make it easier for Luna to get to know him. Will might become softer if he observes Luna acting more maternally. This could be the first time she views the baby as her child rather than as a tool. Bill Spencer offers to help Luna because she may have a high-risk pregnancy. This could be her opportunity to live in the opulent Spencer house or somewhere less harsh. In the end, a genuine medical emergency rather than a fictitious one would provide Luna the best chance to get what she wants. A baby crisis might even temporarily strengthen their bond. More twists in Luna's tale are hinted at in spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Standing over the drafting board, Remy Price drew frantically, the lines becoming darker and more intense. The pencil broke. With a low sigh, he tossed it away and grabbed another. Luna Nozawa watched him from the other side of the room, her hands clenched together, the anxiety a permanent shadow on her face. She appeared paler and thinner from sleepless nights. Though not in chains, The months she spent incarcerated still clung to her gaze. She insisted it couldn't wait and pleaded for this meeting. Now that she was observing him, she realized it was too late. "Remy," she said softly, "I understand what you're doing." He didn't raise his head. "Are you working?" "Searching," she said. "You continue to pursue Sheila Carter." Midline, his pencil froze. "She is no longer there," Luna muttered. "She got what she wanted and what she had planned. Reopening the wound is not necessary." Remy twisted, his face taut, the weariness of fixation etched on his face. "You believe I'm seeking retribution? Luna, she took advantage of you. She nearly ruined your life. We're not safe if she's still out there. Not one of us." "Now she's a ghost," Luna muttered. "And unless you invite them in, ghosts cannot harm you." Her warning, which only sounded melodramatic until it came to pass, hung in the air like a mysterious lingering. Remy rubbed his temples and moaned. "You want me to act as though it's finished? I am unable to. Not while she continues to manipulate Cassie and Spencer." Luna moved in closer. "At the very least, avoid going to Will Spencer. Make me a promise." "Remy, he's dangerous. You have no idea what he is capable of." Remy gave a sour laugh. "He has a god complex and is a pampered heir. I'm capable of managing him." "Please don't," Luna begged. "You cannot battle both Sheila and him. You stated that he is now her weapon." He averted his gaze and remained quiet. She was more frightened by that silence than by his rage. "Please listen, Remy," she said in a cracked whisper. "I sense it. There will be something soon." Her voice, Sheila's, whispers as if she's still here every time I close my eyes. "She will make sure we pay if you insist, but it's not over yet." He gave a headshake. "You're afraid. And I understand that. However, fear feeds monsters rather than deters them." After grabbing his jacket, he made his way to the door. "Stop, Remy." With one hand on the knob, he paused. "Luna. I can't wait for the next big thing to happen in my life. I've finished my run." Then he vanished. A few hours later, the only sounds in the Forrester courtyard were the rustle of palm leaves and the murmur of fountains. Standing by herself, Luna tried to quiet the raging storm inside her chest. She had convinced herself that she had done her bit and that warning him was sufficient. However, a little, well-known voice muttered otherwise. It said, "He's in danger. He is, you know that." With the intention of following, she turned to face the parking lot when her phone chimed. Unknown figure. 2 words only. Next up is him. Her face was emptied of blood. Remy held a thin folder and waited outside the executive lift at Spencer Publications. He thought it contained evidence that Sheila Carter had employed Will Spencer to finance a money laundering scheme concealed under one of the magazine's charitable divisions. He could permanently cut off her reach if he revealed it. There was a bell as the doors opened. Inside, Will stood grinning his hollow, forced smile. "Well, if it's not the prodigal Forrester," Will remarked jokingly. "I don't consider myself a Forrester," Remy said. "And no one is fooled by you." "So, Remy, what am I?" "A man under the control of Sheila Carter." Will chuckled. "That's adorable. People have been warning me that you're emotional, impetuous, and even unstable. Until today, I didn't think they were real." The folder was tossed upon the desk by Remy. "Your financial trail is that. Shell corporations and offshore accounts are all connected to Sheila. Go ahead and dispute it if you want to, but I'll make sure that everyone is aware." Will's grin wavered. "Only a little. You believe you can act heroically in this city? Find out from Luna how that went." The air between them was frozen by the name. Remy took a step forward. "If you come in contact with her." Calm and arrogant, Will held up a hand. "I'm not required to touch her. It has already moved her. In one way or another, everyone who gets in Sheila's way ends up broken. And you just signed your own invitation." He poked the packet. Remy's heart pounded. "She doesn't frighten me." Will's eyes sparkled as he leaned closer. "You're a fool, then." Luna paced her flat that night while holding onto her phone. The phone went straight to voicemail each time she attempted to call Remy. Outside, the sky was thick with the impending storm as thunder rolled over the hills. She looked at her ghostly, pallid, and quivering reflection in the window. Once more, her phone buzzed. A picture this time. A hazy picture of Remy standing in Will's office, his expression frozen in mid-sentence, oblivious. Then came a second message. You made an effort to alert him. It's too late now. Will shut the blinds in his office back at Spencer. Like flashes from a camera, the city lights flickered against the glass. He thumbed over the evidence in the folder Remy had left. He could tell that some of it was real. However, he noticed one sheet folded separately. A note written by hand. She is already observing you if you are reading this. Will stopped, his gaze strained to the shadowy areas of the office. The air was cooler and felt heavier. After taking a deep breath, he grabbed the light switch. After flickering, the lights turned out. The faint sound of a woman's laugh reverberated in the darkness. Bad boys, someone murmured. I can't wait to play with ghosts. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Electra Forrester might think about moving out of town once the stress of everything in her life starts to get to her. Before Electra decides to leave town, how much more stress can she handle? Electra Forrester is feeling too much. Electra is making every effort to work at Forrester Creations and make ends meet. Since arriving in Los Angeles, Electra has experienced stalking, deepfakes have been sent to her boss, and now a mad person has sexually assaulted her partner. It is unclear to Electra how much more she can handle from this never-ending drama. Nothing is more important to Electra than to enjoy life with Will. But because of Luna Nozawa, Electra and Will have to deal with Luna for the rest of their lives. Electra believed that she and Will would be able to resolve their differences and be free from concern for other people. How much more drama is she capable of taking? Remy Price recalls abhorrent experiences. Remy Price has reminded Electra of a terrible period in her life. This was something Remy did twice. Electra and Remy were initially friends, but Remy desired more. Since Electra had no attraction to Remy, she had no desire to be anything more. Will had Remy envious. Until Deacon gave her permission to use the loo at Remy's apartment, Electra was unaware that Remy was responsible. When Electra reached the upper floor, she pointed to the wall that displayed all of her pictures. In her imagination, Electra was taken back to the first time Remy had done this. Will Electra ever be able to overcome these deep fakes? Will Spencer become pregnant with Luna Nozawa? Luna had managed to fulfill her lifelong dream of getting her hands on Will. Naturally, in order to get into bed with him, Luna had to load him with alcohol and then put on his girlfriend's mask. Will was totally taken advantage of by Luna, who kept his sexual partner a secret. Luna then made the decision to continue making fun of Will until the truth was revealed. When Will discovered that Luna was the enigmatic woman who deliberately got him intoxicated and had an affair with him, he was appalled. Will had often expressed his disinterest in interacting with Luna. Their relationship is currently in a difficult situation since Luna has gained the ability to will. Will Electra be compelled to leave town for her own sanity, or will her relationship with Will endure? Remy Price stood near the window, his reflection trembling in the glass. The city beyond was a blur of lightning and rain, each flash illuminating his own pale face. Somewhere deep in the building, a generator hummed to life, casting a sickly orange glow through the hall. Behind him, Will Spencer slammed his phone down. Nothing, he muttered. No signal. The storm knocked out half the tower's network. Remy didn't answer. His mind was still on the laugh they'd heard a few minutes earlier, soft, mocking, too familiar to dismiss as imagination. Sheila's dead, Will said quickly, as if repetition made it true. She's been dead for months. Remy turned, eyes steady. Then tell me why it sounded like her. The lights flickered again. Somewhere, a door slammed. The hum of the generator stuttered. Down on the street, Luna Nozawa pressed through the wind, rain whipping against her face. Deacon trailed behind, a flashlight clutched in his hand. You're sure he's here? Deacon shouted over the storm. I can feel it, Luna said, breathless. Something's wrong. I told him not to come, and now. Lightning split the sky, illuminating the tower's highest windows. For an instant, she thought she saw a figure silhouetted against the light, long hair, poised, watching. Deacon's face went ashen. No, he whispered. It can't be. Inside, Remy and Will moved cautiously through the executive floor. The emergency lights bathed everything in red. Shadows stretched long and jagged across the walls. Every creak of metal or gust of wind sounded like footsteps. This is ridiculous, Will snapped, trying to mask the edge in his voice. It's a power outage, not a haunting. Tell that to the voice we both heard, Remy shot back. Or do your ghosts also know your name? He stopped suddenly. A faint light glowed under the conference room door at the end of the hall. Remy stepped forward. You see that? Will hesitated. The power's out. There shouldn't be anything. The door creaked open on its own. The conference room was empty, or seemed to be. Rain lashed against the windows. On the long table sat a single object, a small monitor running on its own battery. Static buzzed across the screen before resolving into an image, a woman's face, blurry, familiar. Sheila Carter. Her smile was faint, her tone eerily calm. Did you miss me? Will stumbled back. This is impossible. Remy leaned closer. The video played on its own loop. You think you can erase me with your lies? You think you can build your empires on my bones? I'm still here. Watching. The screen went black. Then, across the monitor, new words appeared in red text. Level 32. Will exhaled shakily. That's maintenance. Old storage. It's sealed. Remy was already moving. Not anymore. Meanwhile, outside the tower, Deacon and Luna reached the lobby doors. Locked. A security guard waved from inside, shouting something they couldn't hear over the rain. Then the lights flickered and went out entirely. Backup generators fried, Deacon muttered. We'll have to go up manually. Then let's move, Luna said, determination cutting through her fear. If Sheila's in there, if she's alive, Remy won't see it coming. Level 32, maintenance floor. The elevator doors opened with a groan. Remy stepped out first, flashlight beam cutting through dust. The air was stale, tinged with oil and damp concrete. Rows of unused equipment lined the walls. At the far end, a faint sound, metal scraping. Will followed reluctantly. This floor's been closed since before I took over. Then why is there light? Remy pointed to a single bulb flickering overhead. A voice echoed from the shadows. Because someone had to turn it on. They froze. From behind an old generator, a figure emerged. Black coat. Hair wet and wild. Eyes bright as flame. Sheila, Deacon's voice said from the stairwell. He and Luna had just reached the doorway. Oh God. Sheila smiled. You're late, Deacon. You missed my grand re-entry. Remy's chest tightened. You're alive. I told you, she said, stepping closer. You can't bury what was never dead. Will's composure cracked. You set me up. Set you free, Sheila corrected softly. From your father's empire. From your fear. You just weren't ready to live without the lies. Why drag me into it? Remy demanded. Sheila's gaze softened, almost maternal. Because you were the only one still brave enough to dig for truth. And bravery, she touched her chest, is so easy to twist. Deacon raised the flashlight like a weapon. This ends tonight. Sheila tilted her head. Oh, it ends, all right. But not the way you think. She reached into her coat pocket. For a heartbeat, time froze. Lightning flashed through the high windows, bleaching everything white. When their vision cleared, she was gone. They searched the floor, but there was no trace, no footprints, no movement, only a single message scrawled in dust on the wall. One truth left to tell. An hour later, the storm finally broke. Police sirens wailed outside as the tower's power returned, flooding every corridor with harsh white light. Reporters already swarmed the entrance, shouting questions. Inside, Luna sat beside Remy on the steps, both soaked, both silent. He finally turned to her. You were right, he said quietly. I should have listened. She smiled sadly. Sheila's always been the best at making people think they're in control. Deacon watched the sun rise over the city, jaw clenched. If she's alive, she's planning something bigger. We'll join them, pale but composed. Then we stop her before she decides which one of us she wants next. Outside, the dawn broke golden gray, a fragile truce between night and day. The city below glittered again, pretending nothing had happened. But up in the tower, every shadow still seemed to whisper her name.